Welcome to the Black Educated Tea Podcast. I'm your host, Makita Marie, and today's topic is a really sensitive, touchy subject, I will say. We're talking about depression, and this has really hit a lot of homes, so I really just wanted to touch on this topic. But as always, before we do get into the topic, I want to give the tea about the tea. So today, I am drinking Forever Fruit. Once again, it is a caffeine-free tea. It has a mixture of peppermint, orange peel, lemongrass. So it's really fruity, has a really good fragrance. I really like it. I like the color of it. I like the taste of it. I didn't even add any honey to it. So it does have that like little hint of sweetness as well. So I'm drinking Forever Fruit. That's what I'm drinking today, caffeine free. Really good tea. I really suggest that you give it a try. So I just wanted to touch on this topic of depression. I've been on social media lately, and I've been seeing a lot of different people just talk about depression and how they have suffered from depression and how it's been hitting homes. It's a really personal topic. A lot of people don't even want to talk about depression. But I'm glad to see that a lot more people are open to discussion depression now, how they have suffered from depression, or how loved ones and family members and friends they know have suffered from depression. I have myself suffered from depression, really mild case of depression for myself. But my biggest thing was anxiety. So I definitely am going to do a topic in an episode talking about anxiety, because that's something that I suffer with, that I'm still handling and trying to manage to this day. So depression was definitely something that I suffered with, especially during my teenage years. I was really small, really tiny. Looking back, I should have appreciated that time. But I was really small, and I often just thought I didn't look right. I didn't feel right about myself. It's like 100 pounds throughout high school. So I was like really short, like 5'1", 100 pounds. And I had these big feet, and I just didn't like my hair. I didn't like my skin, just suffering from acne. Teenager, your hormones are just, all over the place. And, your body is just trying to adjust to all these different changes. So I just didn't like the way I looked. So I suffered from depression, especially during my high school years. And it affected me throughout a mass majority of my life. And I say that because suffering from depression, you feel less about yourself. You have that lack of confidence. You just feel so down about yourself a lot. And that actually went through a lot of my life. So suffering from depression as a teenager, not feeling like I'm good enough and I wasn't pretty enough, and just I didn't like so many things about myself, that traveled with me throughout my life. So even as I became an adult, I still had that lack of confidence and that not liking the way I looked and just not feeling good about myself. So I still had that even as an adult. And one thing about depression, it's a medical condition. So it is treatable, but I think a lot of times I love to pray. I love to pray. I'm all about meditation. I'm all about praying. But we have this concept like we can just pray it away. Prayer is one part of it. But with it being a medical condition, you still have to go get treatment for it. So praying is just one aspect of it. I would say pray, keep praying, but then you still need to go get therapy. And if it's really clinical depression, if it's really bad, then you need to just really go get, medicine for it. There's various treatments depending on the depression that you do have. But therapy is a really good treatment for it, because we have this ideal that we can treat ourselves and I don't need therapy. I can just do certain things that's going to get me out of this depression. That's not the case. It's a medical condition. So no matter how hard you pray and how hard you try for yourself, you still need that additional help. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with getting that additional help. So first, just acknowledge that you do have depression. There's nothing wrong with that. We all have something that, it could be depression, it can be anxiety, social anxiety, whatever it is, we may all have something that's going on with ourselves. So first we need to acknowledge that. Once you acknowledge it, go get the treatment that's suitable for you. But you have to get the treatment, and especially as women, because we are twice as likely to suffer from depression than men. And it's a combination of hormones and just so many different things that our bodies go through that we're twice as likely to just suffer from depression. So we definitely, as women, we have to take care of ourselves, and we have to acknowledge that we are suffering from depression, and we have to get the treatment. There is absolutely nothing wrong. 2022 is the year that we are all, if you want to get therapy, start doing counseling, a mixture of spirituality and meditation and therapy and self-help, all of those things. But you have to do several different things, because even myself, when I suffered from depression and I really thought that it was just something I can cure on my own, I can go buy a couple of self-help books, and I can start reading, and I can start talking to family and friends and venting to people about what was really going on. And it helped, but it just didn't cure it, because even after I would write in those self-help books and have conversations with my family and friends, and even have conversations with myself, I was still suffering, because I was still missing that component of just going to therapy and going to counseling and just getting that next level help. So I really suggest for anybody, please take it serious. If you are suffering from depression, do not be afraid to talk about it. Do not be afraid to talk about it. Make it a positive thing in your life, where you can share your experiences on how you suffered from depression and how you were able to overcome it and move past it. Share that information with somebody else, because it can really be helpful for somebody else on how they can move throughout their life when they're suffering from depression. And depression, it happens with kids. It happens with adults. So there's you can be 15 and suffer from depression. You can be 55 and suffer from depression. So it doesn't matter the age. It does not matter the age, because it can affect you at so many different ages. And for a lot of us, now I haven't done research on this, so this is just my basic opinion, but I think a lot of us, it may even start during our teenage years, because those are the awkward years. Those are the years we're really trying to figure out who we are. We're trying to just navigate through life. And, as your body is changing, you don't like the way you look, or you're trying to be comfortable with yourself. So just as an opinion, and this was really for me, that was the time that my depression really started kicking in, when I hit my teenage years. As preteen and even younger, it didn't faze me. I just wanted to go outside and play, have a good time. It didn't care how I looked at all. But it was like, once I hit, I would say 15. Once I hit 15, and I just really started noticing, I didn't feel like I looked like the other girls. I didn't feel like I was shapely, because I was just always so small. And so I downed myself a lot, because I felt like I didn't look like the other girls. I just didn't fit in things. So for me, that's when it started. For some people, it may start during your teenage years. If something traumatic happens, whatever triggers it, or wherever it starts at, different, variations for people. But just acknowledge it and get the help that you need. Just because if somebody else tell you that I prayed it away and it didn't really help, that may not work for you. That may not work for you. And to me, and just my opinion again, because my whole background is education. So I do not have a degree in psychology or none of that. Looking back, I really wish I would have went to school for that, but neither here or there, I didn't. But looking back on it, I often wonder where I would be now if I, went to school for psychology, but who cares? But yeah, I think that prayer is only a part of it. And we have to get there in our minds. Prayer, meditation is only a part of it. Go get somebody that specializes and that's certified to help you, to help guide you. Because that's what I did, and it helped me in ways that I could not even help myself. I thought I was doing a good job by talking to family and friends and doing the self-help books and, doing different cleansings and things like that. It was magnificent, tremendous, brilliant. It helped me in so many ways, but I was still missing that one little element. And that element was to go seek help by a professional. That's like when you are sick, when you are really sick, you have home remedies that you will do that may help. You know, you can go do your ginger tea or whatever. You can do your warm baths. You know, you can do your herbs and different teas and things that will help. But if it's something that you really need penicillin or whatever the case may be for, you go to the doctor and you get a prescription and you get that medicine. So that's basically what it is with depression. You still have your home remedies and you still have your other things that will assist in improving your depression, but you still need that one component, which is a licensed therapist that can really help just push you along the way. And I just encourage for anybody that's suffering from any anxiety, any depression, or anything, if you know something that's not PTSD, whatever it is, if you just know something that's not right, you don't feel right, or you have to have these thoughts of not feeling good enough, or I'm not pretty enough, I'm not well spoken enough. So if you have these thoughts often and you're feeling down, and go find out what's really going on. Don't be afraid to do that. Just find out what's really going on. Because we have to be the best we can for ourselves in order to be, you know, in a position to help others and be of, you know, benefit for others. So get the help that you need. I encourage it. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Find resources, you know, because I know it can get expensive trying to find a therapist and going to therapy and counseling and things. So it can get expensive, but if you have insurance, see who's in your network, what insurances will actually pay for your sessions or whatever, and budget it in. If you can find a way to budget in therapy sessions, or, you know, counseling, going to counseling, and even the self-help books, or, you know, getting more into your spirituality, whatever is going to help you, just, you have to invest in yourself. You have to invest in yourself, and it may be just a mixture of counseling, self-help books, spirituality, whatever it's going to be. But I say do it all and invest in yourself. You'll be surprised that if you took certain money from just entertainment or whatever, you know, you like to do, just take a couple of coins from that, take that money and actually invest it into making you better, which may include therapy and self-help books and whatever, you know, is going to work for you. Because I've done it all. I've done therapy, I've done the self-help books, you know, definitely on my spirituality journey. And for some people, going to church, reading your Bible, all of these things, praying consistently, all of these things are going to help. I am a true believer in prayer. I pray to the Most High. I really do all the time. And it's really helped me through life and situations and learning and growing. So I suggest that you do the same. So take this moment as you watch this video. Start doing the research on what's going to be beneficial for you. Don't be afraid to talk about it and express these things, because depression is a medical condition. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. Be more embarrassed that you are holding this in and you are not seeking and getting the help for yourself. Be more embarrassed about that instead of being embarrassed of I suffer from depression. Look at it that way. Be more embarrassed that you are not getting the help for yourself. So 2022, we are all going to make different improvements in our life. And if our mental health is one, I highly recommend that you please get the help that you need just to be an overall better you, so you can also be better for your family as well. And as always, this is the Black Educated Tea.